What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Champion Sports, hosted by T Will. You can find me over on X at 10th River CC. Name's T Will on there as well. This is the first video for a channel we're starting. It's gonna go hand in hand with my X account. Over here, we're gonna be covering sports betting. I'm gonna be giving y'all some picks. We'll take a look at some lines, get my thoughts, analysis, give all that out to you people for free. Just something we're doing over here to go along with the X account. Later on, we'll probably get a face cam. We'll do a face reveal, but as of now, I'm just going to kind of set up here and show you my screen, talk about a few things. So exciting things to come going forward with the channel, but we'll get into all that later. Um, we're gonna cover some sports news, and I'll give you some picks, and we'll just kind of see where the channel goes from there. But today I got a pretty interesting topic. No picks for today, but just kind of some betting news for Arkansans to be aware of. We got some big betting news for people who are doing sports gambling, specifically online on your phone. So let's get right into it. As you can see, this tweet here on Arkansas approves FanDuel and DraftKings to launch in the state. Both books are set to go live shortly. Oaklawn Sportsbook will convert to FanDuel. Bentley, Arkansas will convert to DraftKings. Approval comes despite opposition from Bet Saracen, the state's third sports book. And over here, I found an article I thought was kind of interesting to go along with this. FanDuel and DraftKings will enter the Arkansas market as technology vendors for the state's two casino sportsbooks after unanimous approval from the Arkansas Racing Commission, a move expected to significantly expand Arkansas sports betting activity. The commission voted this past Thursday, to allow FanDuel to power Oaklawn Casino's new mobile sportsbook app and to have DraftKings serve as the vendor for Southland Casino in West Memphis. The decision followed testimony from casino representatives and opposition from Saracen Casino, the state's third sportsbook. And then if you look down here, Saracen's chief market officer urged the commission to reject the agreements. He urged the state's current structure was functioning effectively and warned that partnering with out-of-state operators could disrupt the system. So, all that to say, FanDuel is going to become the mobile sportsbook provider for Oaklawn. So if you bet on Oaklawn, soon you'll be betting on FanDuel. DraftKings will be the vendor for Southland Casino. So that means if you are betting on Bentley, I believe it's going to convert over to DraftKings. That's what Ryan Butler says. So the approval didn't come quietly. There's heavy opposition from Saracen, as we just read. Saracen is Arkansas's third sportsbook. So you have you have Oaklawn in Hot Springs. You have the Bentley one that'll be DraftKings from West Memphis, and then you have Saracen, which is in Pine Bluff. So as of now, there's 3 online sports books Arkansas bettors are able to bet on. So for obvious reasons, Saracen was opposed to this because they're not getting a massive betting company coming in to handle their sports book. So now they have to try to compete with FanDuel and DraftKings, and they don't get a large, operator in the market handling their sports book. So it's just competition for them, and it's going to be a lot harder competition than if they're just competing with Oaklawn in the casino in West Memphis. So they're having to go up against massive companies, FanDuel and DraftKings. So obviously they'd be opposed for it. Significantly will shrink Saracen's market share. If we go look at the market share for FanDuel and DraftKings, FanDuel and DraftKings command 44 and 34% of the market, respectively. So FanDuel has almost half of the sports betting market. And now small sportsbook Saracen has to compete with them, and then DraftKings has 34%, obviously another large percentage of market share there. So yeah, it's going to shrink their market share. It's going to be tough competition, and obviously they'd be opposed to this. But up to this point, for Arkansas bettors, this is actually probably going to be a good thing because up to this point, we've had limited options. All three of our online sports betting options were tied to casino apps. So you either had to go through Oaklawn, Saracen, or the one in West Memphis, which they were using Betly. This is going to be good for Arkansas bettors, horrible for Saracen, but good for us bettors in Arkansas. The plus sides are, one, there's going to be more competition in the betting lines, which means we'll probably get some better odds offered. Two, more market access. I assume with FanDuel and DraftKings coming in, there's going to be a wider range of sports to actually bet on that Oaklawn and Betly and Saracen weren't offering. And three, there's going to be more promotional opportunities. So when FanDuel and DraftKings roll out, if you're one of these bettors who really likes the promotions and the free play money, be on the lookout because I'm sure you will. We'll be getting some of that when they first open, trying to draw people in to get started on FanDuel and DraftKings. So, interesting stuff. It's going to be good for Arkansas bettors as a whole, I believe. Bad for Saracen, but they'll still have, if you're Saracen, if you're their sportsbook, I don't really know what you do there. I guess you could try to beat the lines. Like I said, better competition. They're going to have to try to beat the lines for FanDuel and DraftKings. The bad part about that for them is sharp bettors, if you're going to try to offer better lines than FanDuel and DraftKings, sharp bettors might go over there, pick your lines, win more often, and then you become an unprofitable sports book. I don't know that they would do that, but I don't really know what their game plan there is going to be. So, all that to say, interesting things coming in the near future for Arkansas bettors. Be on the lookout for FanDuels and DraftKings here shortly on, for your sports books. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be like the Oaklawn app switches to FanDuel, if we're going to have to go buy it or download the FanDuel app. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but it's coming up here relatively shortly, I believe. So interesting things in the betting markets for Arkansas bettors. And yeah, I just wanted to bring you all the updates on that. Kind of a short video today. Like I said, here soon in the future, we'll be doing picks and other sports and betting news. So subscribe to the channel. Follow me over at 10th River CC on X if you don't already. And I'll catch you in the next one.